Welcome back, everybody, to another episode, a recap, a review. It's very spoiler heavy for the What If TV series. Episode 4, What If Doctor Strange But Consequences?
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly.
What if Doctor Strange but in the Twilight Zone? This was the Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah, it really was.
It was, James, do you remember? It was very much that, for people who don't remember, there's that classic episode of the Twilight Zone where Burgess Meredith was there and he was like, I'm sick of all these people getting up in my case. I wish there was a nuclear apocalypse and then I could just sit about and read my book. And then there was the nuclear apocalypse. And then I turned the TV off, so I'm assuming he just enjoyed reading all his books.
Why did the nuclear apocalypse not target him?
He was in a bank vault. He was in a bank vault, James.
Okay, why?
He was a bank teller.
Oh, well, something tells me that he probably learnt a lesson.
Well, I think he did. I think ultimately, his glasses broke, and then he was like, wah, 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 and he couldn't read all those books that he wanted. But that's the classic Twilight Zone formula, which is pride goeth before a fall, or as we know it these days in modern parlance, F around and find out, which is, I think, the slogan for the new Twilight Zone. F around and find out, which in this episode, obviously, F is short for fiddle-dee-dee, I'm going to fiddle with the time stream.
Too much?
Yeah.
Absolutely. If people could leave a like on this video, that'd be great also. Also, they go up early at bigsandwich.co. Just the audio.
That's right.
Like straight away, right after we record. So hot and crisp.
Oh my God, so hot and crisp, like a crisp donut.
That's it. Now, a lot of the time in these, they don't quite get everybody back. But this one, they did.
Yeah.
They got Benedict Cumberbatch. They got Rachel McAdams. They got Benedict Wong. They got Tilda Swinton. Apparently Leslie Bibb was in it.
Yeah, she was on a little montage of just horrible things happening to Rachel McAdams' character.
Okay.
Like as he keeps going back through time, back and forth and back and forth. It's like this time she was crushed by a steamroller. I'm Chrissy Neverhard or whatever my name is,
Yeah,
bit of that.
I remember.
But yeah, I mean, it's great that they got everybody back. I think that's important. It's interesting to me that this is the second piece of media I've seen in the last decade where a man decides to just absolutely monkey with the time stream in order to keep a good thing going with Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
After, of course, 2013's About Time.
Well, you could also say the time traveler's wife. Though he's not so much monkeying about with it as in being like thrown through time from memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time is making a monkey of Eric Bana. That movie should be
absolutely true. So I guess my question is, so obviously Rachel McAdams, very charming, very talented. Would you risk the destruction of the universe for her?
Well, I tell you this much. That certainly, like, for some of the character models, for example, Benedict Cumberbatch's, they just nail it. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of kind of exaggeration of his features, and you're like, yeah, that's Benedict Cumberbatch.
Uh-huh.
But for her, it's like, this could be anybody.
Yeah.
This looks like any woman,
If Doctor Strange didn't keep saying Christine through this episode, I wouldn't have any memory of the character's name.
Yeah.
I went into this episode going like, did they get together in the movie? I actually can't remember.
I mean, not at the start, at least, I'd imagine. Or maybe they were dating. I think maybe they were dating.
Maybe they were dating. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a bit of a continuity flub. He already had his grey temples at the start, and I'm like, not on.
Oh,
that being said, maybe this takes place like further along in the timeline. So
another continuity error, James.
Let's pick it apart. Fuck this show. No, I like this episode. Just want to point out, yeah.
He's driving a different model of Lamborghini than he is in the movie.
Oh, okay.
This one doors go up. One in the movie, doors go regular.
Outrageous.
It is outrageous, isn't it?
Was it a different model of fence that he kept running into? That fence got a good workout, didn't it?
Really did, yeah.
Yeah. You know what surprises me, and it shouldn't, about these episodes every week? I'm like, Benedict Cumberbatch is a pretty good actor. He's doing some good voice acting in this.
Oh, yeah?
But he was Smaug, he was crawling across the ground. He's done stuff
That's
like
true.
this before. So, look, I shouldn't be surprised.
Do you think that he put on the ping pong ball suit? He showed up in the recording booth, and he's like, I'm ready to be digital Doctor Strange, and they're like, Benny boy, Benny. Mr. C, yes. We're going to mocap just your character, actually.
That's right, exactly.
Thank you for this.
You get it. You understand the craft. So this also reminded me of the movie, and a lesser extent, I guess, the book, of which I haven't read, The Time Machine, where Guy Pearce from the movie gets stuck in a time paradox. He can't save his late wife because that's the point in time, an absolute point in time as they call it here, which means if that doesn't happen, he doesn't become Guy Pearce, the Time Machine Man. And for this, it's he doesn't become a Doctor Strange boy, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting they've decided with this to introduce like a new rule to the Marvel MCU time stream.
Yeah.
Like before it, you know, we started with, okay, it's branching timelines, and then with Loki they went with, okay, some things, sometimes you can monkey with time because it's meant to happen. But I guess now that Kang is dead...
Yeah, but I think also for that in particular, that was like stuff I don't want to happen more than this definitely can't happen, you know?
Yeah, right.
So I think that's a different situation where the universe doesn't collapse if you break rules in there. It just means that they branch off in different directions. But it appears this is a new thing.
Yeah.
Like the collapse of the universe. He also, yeah, because it's called as mentioned, it's called an absolute point in time, which I also think like... Is it though? Because there's a universe where none of this happens. She doesn't die,
right?
And that universe doesn't collapse in on itself. So, I don't know.
I was thinking this entire episode, like, boy, real bad stroke of luck for this Doctor Strange that his girlfriend keeps getting killed in this, when in the other universe and presumably an infinite number of other universes, she's fine.
Yeah.
So, whoops.
You should just skip across. Less time, kind of pulling weird, demons out of a portal and absorbing their powers.
Yeah.
And more time just skipping across a dimension.
Yeah.
So that Squid's back, which may or may not be Shumagorath. I kind of feel like it's more likely to be because it's some kind of wizard squid, right?
Yeah, and if they're building towards an ultimate villain for this series, maybe some sort of squid monster from another dimension that is constantly getting its limbs cut off, or like a big shield to the face or whatever. Like, it would be out for revenge, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, it would. I did enjoy though seeing all the different kind of creatures like popping up there. He gets a different cape from a bug. He's like, I'll say that. That's a pretty good cape. This is mine now, and the cape's like, fuck it, all right. I'm with you now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think some of those were other Sorcerer Supremes from other dimensions?
I think so, yeah. I didn't recognize any in particular, but I haven't read every Doctor Strange comic. But I had a bit of a hunt around on the internet, and nobody's picked up one as of yet. But I would say, Shumagorath he's a Sorcerer Supreme, isn't he?
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, if it is him. It could just be your regular squid. It's just like, no, I just wanted to live in the ocean.
Why do we keep getting sucked into this multiverse of madness?
I hate all these weirdos and their weird costumes hitting me with stuff. I hate it. So one version, so it splits into two timelines, which is another thing apparently that could happen, but that's contained within the one universe. This is the ancient one, where good Doctor Strange goes off and does his thing, and bad Doctor Strange does his.
Yeah.
The bad one is frozen for centuries, just like taking out weird demons or whatever from portals.
Yeah, look, I think it's interesting that that's a thing that can happen, and I think maybe it's largely down to the idea that maybe they started writing this episode from the point of, like, the end point of, we would like good Doctor Strange to fight evil Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Like, that's a cool visual. One can be a monster Doctor Strange, and, like, how can we make that happen? And I don't think they were ready to cross the multiverses yet.
Oh, okay.
So they're just like, okay, how about we do this one-time thing where Tilda Swinton breaks the timeline into two. Maybe that's fine, I guess. Because, like, who else is he going to fight, really? If we've got an evil Doctor Strange.
It would have to be, like, the Ancient One or Wong, or maybe, like, Caecilius or something. I don't know.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Baron Mordo.
They didn't get back Mads Mikkelsen, did they?
Yeah. Well, I just named 4 people that he could have fought. But
well, that's true,
yeah. I see what you mean. I think that's the most interesting choice, though. Like a more evil Doctor Strange. Because that was a pretty cool fight, I thought. And the best part of the fight for me was like the cape showdown that was also happening.
Yes, sure.
At one point. So that was really cool. And it was also the Watcher very nearly, as we mention every week, is the Watcher going to step in? When's he going to do it? And I'm like, oh, is this it? Is this going to happen? And then he's just like, nah, fuck you. No, I won't.
Okay, you say that. You say he doesn't interfere because we've got a sort of an informal betting poll on when he's going to interfere. Like, what episode?
Oh, no, it's very formal.
Oh, my goodness.
We've gone through sports bets.
But I informally bet $1,000, James. I didn't think it was real.
No, it was very formal.
But I think it's interesting. He doesn't interfere, but he kind of does interfere because he stands like within earshot of Doctor Strange, while he's doing his various absorbing of his Sorcerer Supremes, and he's like, boy, I'm thinking about interfering, but
yeah, I better not.
I don't know if he'd even listen. And then Doctor Strange is like, what? Who was that? And I think that counts as interfering. Because if I was doing something real weird in my house, James, and I heard somebody go, hey, I wonder what that guy's up to, I reckon I'd second guess myself,
For the rest of your life.
I'd stop, probably. Yeah, almost certainly, yeah. So I think that does count as interfering.
Yeah.
And then, of course, obviously, Doctor Strange at the end is like, Watcher, I can see you there. Help me out, bro.
Yeah.
And the Watcher's like, the Watcher used his famous catchphrase, which is, you got watched, bitch.
I've been watching you this whole time.
Should we make some T-shirts that say, you got watched, bitch? I think we should.
Can he be wearing a watch and pointing to his watch?
Yeah.
Yeah, pointing to his wrist. You got watch. Yeah. It was very much like, look, even if I could help you, which I can't, I wouldn't, because I'm not a fan. I don't like you. So I'm not stepping in,
Yeah.
But he clearly can. Like, he clearly can interfere, because otherwise he wouldn't keep going like, I shouldn't interfere. Because, if he couldn't interfere, he would just be like, I just can't. I'm just taking a good look.
So what's interesting is that Doctor Strange says of the Watcher, oh, you're like a god. You could fix this. You can do anything.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like in the comic books, I don't think he's quite at that level. Like he's sort of like, I would say he's sort of like a Silver Surfer kind of level. Like he's got, he's got the power cosmic, and he can, he's got great control over energy and matter and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know if he could undo this bucket of syrup that is this particular time stream mess.
Well, he says, doesn't he say something like, look, I'm not a god and neither are you. So it's just like you get trapped in a weird little crystal dimension by yourself for infinity, potentially. But this feels like to me, and maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I am, Mason. Or maybe I'm the sanest man here. That's out of me and you.
Oh, yeah.
But do you think this is going to tie into either Multiverse of Madness or No Way Home? Do you think we're going to see an evil Doctor Strange, this particular version again? Because I think we might.
That is a great question. I've already seen scuttlebutt on the internet that says things to that exact effect. I've seen numerous people say, I bet that the Doctor Strange we see in No Way Home, the one that gives the big wink to camera, I bet that is evil Doctor Strange. Like he's got some sort of designs on Peter Parker and the multiverse, so he's already taken real Doctor Strange's place and put on a comfortable hoodie and some track pants, and he's up to some mischief. I mean, maybe,
I don't subscribe to that theory that that's not Doctor Strange. Like I've done a couple of trailer breakdowns, but I don't buy that. I think Multiverse of Madness is where. Because I think it's like there's so much going on already in Spider-Man, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. With the multiple Spider-Men that are probably going to appear. But I guess at the same time, like at the end of, what was that? What was the movie where Nick Fury was a Skrull the whole time? The last Spider-Man movie. So I guess there's precedent.
That's right.
Like they could just go, that wasn't real Doctor Strange, and then that rolls over into the next movie.
Yeah,
but I can't see Spider-Man battling evil Doctor Strange within that movie, I guess, is my point.
No, that would be too much reveal, I think. But I reckon you're absolutely right. There could be a post-credit sequence at the end where Spidey and Doctor Strange go, well, that was quite a situation. I'm glad, we got out of that. Anyway, see you later, Doctor Strange. And then Doctor Strange turns to the camera and he gives the big wink.
Yep.
And his weird tentacles come out.
Yep.
And he's like, you got stranged, bitch. His famous evil Doctor Strange catchphrase.
And he points to his watch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm all for that. I'm absolutely all for that. Yeah. So I mean, look, we'll probably see him again. Or not probably. We might see him again in this, just probably in this animated series at the very least. Okay. So where do you stand though on the Watcher interfering now? Like it's edging closer and closer every week, right?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. I reckon
still 7 out of because there's 9.
Yeah, I reckon 7 out of 9. I think it might. You know what? It might even be 6 out of 9.
Ooh,
I reckon we might do another one next week where he's like, "Ooh, I'm super keen to interfere this week, but I still can't." Right?
Yeah.
And then it's a rule of 3 situation. I think. I reckon this next week he won't interfere again.
Yep.
But then third time's the charm, and he's like, "Ooh, gotta interfere. Love a bit of interfering."
I'm gonna have a great time with this. Well, I'm gonna still say 7.
Okay.
But I don't know because I haven't seen all of this show yet. Have you? Have you
Oh,
seen
yes.
it?
I haven't.
Okay,
I
cool.
haven't, no.
Because that would be very like unethical of you to take this bet, this $1,000 bet, and then just take my money, knowing what's going to happen. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I got a comment here on the Twitter, but you can leave a comment below or on Twitter at Mr. Sunday Movies at Wikipedia Brown. This is from Cosmic Ben. Love the new What If. Reminds me why Doctor Strange is one of my favorite Marvel characters. Also, thankfully, they're becoming less scene by scene. Hey, what about this scene, but a little different? The movies they're deviating from. Yeah, definitely. I think that was, it seems like that was really a once-off, that first episode scene by scene. But even that stuff at the start where they were showing like, this is how Doctor Strange got here and whatever. I'm like, yep, I get it. I've seen this. But at least it was short. You know what I mean? You know.
For sure, yeah.
They didn't need to recap much, which is very nice. Where did this one rank for you, though, in terms of episodes?
Gosh. What did we have last week? What happened last week, James?
A great question. That was what if all the Avengers were killed?
Oh, man. Ooh,
I really like that
reckon
one.
I reckn this one's towards the top. I liked. Look, I didn't love everything about it. I think the splitting Doctor Strange into two timelines was maybe a little bit too complicated. I think they probably could have simplified that. I think maybe the ancient one could have just been like, I just split you into two.
Yeah.
I split you into two, and that makes you less powerful, so you can't do the thing you want to do. And then he could have found it out later or something.
Like Superman 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think. Well, maybe okay. Well, then maybe it'd be 2 Superman 3. Yeah,
that's fine. Who cares?
But I liked all the I like who doesn't love a fun magic duel? That's always fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I loved evil Doctor Strange's like super demonic guys with all his bits and his wings and his horns and his etc. Cool. I thought that was super fun. Yeah, pretty good. I'm gonna put it at number 2.
Well, very good. I'm going to put it at number 9 for the season. It will be the 9th best episode. Because not only will every episode after this be better, all the ones we watched before will also get better and just age well over time, That's
incredible. So you're putting your foot down and saying this will be, having not seen any of the others, the worst episode of the season. Wow.
Yeah, even though I liked it more than some of the previous ones, and I like this episode quite a bit. I'm just throwing it out there.
Wow. You sure you haven't seen the remainder of the episodes, James? I'm getting the sense maybe you have.
Mason. No. This is the gentleman's bet. Anyway.
Yeah, I think it's up there. I think it's good fun.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Anyways, we have a service called BigSandwich.co where if you do want to sign up, as mentioned, there's early podcasts. Our podcast, The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows that comes out every Monday. Sunday there. Caravan of Garbage goes up there early. As mentioned, these audio versions go up there early as well. What do people think of this episode? Were they a big fan? You know what I mean? I'd love to know. And look, as we say at the end of every episode, you got watched, bitch.
You got watched, bitch.
By us, we're watching you.
We're watching you. We can see it in your computer. You should have put that sticker on your laptop camera. We can see you.
That's it.
You got watched, bitch. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. And thank you to Collings for the edit.
Thank you, Collings. We'll talk to you soon. Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
You got watched, bitch. Goodbye.